welcome to AFO once more for yet another fantastic day of racing and action. We've got a slightly smaller grid this time round, but that's probably because I've scared everyone off, and that's because probably everyone's very upset with the Scotland result yesterday because we didn't win against Morocco. So that's probably why nobody's rocking up for the Scottish Grand Prix. That would make plenty of sense. But for the 7 drivers that have showed up, I'm hoping, as much as you are, that they put on a good show. For the first time in about 2 seasons, we will be running a feature race, a full 16 laps around the East Fortune circuit at Edinburgh in Scotland, and hopefully we'll get to see drivers putting in strategy for the first time in their races, as well as a bit of conservative management. Because up until now it's always been 2 split races on a timer of 15 minutes, which means that people never really know how long they're going to go for or how long they're fighting for. But this time around it's 16 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop, and on a track which absolutely eats your tires. I don't think people are going to be wanting to skip that one anyway. So make sure to get your chats in the comments. We've got Elliot Vega currently talking about my head game in the chat, so if other people can join in there and maybe spice up the messages with something a little more, like entertaining, then that would be great. And yes, I am aware we are on the starting soon screen, but that is because I'm busy loading into the server. So why would I want to do anything else? So yeah. Currently on the grid we have got Brian Hawk, Martin Van Land, Jorge Caro, Arda Simsek, Murat Goodman, Joshi Mendelbaum, and Jacob Ordonez. Azid Ahmed is in the chat. Hello, mate. It's nice to see you again. It was always a pleasure, mate. It's always a pleasure. I'm just waiting for the server to initialize, lads. But, since we are 13 minutes past schedule, I think it's time I get you guys going qualifying. So, you may get yourselves out there. Got Petar Prentic in the chat. I wonder if we're even live, because my thing's saying we're not even live, but that doesn't make any sense. I don't want to boot up YouTube and check, but people, if in the chat, if you can let me know if the stream is running well, that'd be great. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Love you all. Okay, finally, looks like I've initialized. And real penalties not active on this server. That is not a good thing. So. Thankfully, I'm tuned into all the drivers. I believe I am, at least. I'm tuned into 6 of the 7 drivers. So I should be able to let them know that yes, it's not ideal that real penalty is turned off, but it is a test race. I think it's just because the server was having a lot of issues over the week. I'll make sure to get that patterned in for next week. So yeah, let's get ourselves onto the hut. Okay. Do need to get the zoom in a wee bit. There we go. The last bit, that's nice, that's lovely. Let's get OBS showing me what's going on. There we go. Sorry, I was just setting the stream up still. Bear with me. Okay. Alright. I think I can finally bring you guys to the on-track action, so let's transition over. Currently we are watching Joshi Mandelbaum, who at the moment apparently is in pole position. I'm not sure how much I believe that. Might be wiser to check the live time. So let me just do that. And yes, it looks like Jorge Caro is actually in pole position, as you can see with his lap time, which would make perfect sense. Jorge Caro currently in pole position with a 2 minute 10. It is. Oh yeah, it is with 2 minute 10. So nobody's actually set any representative lap times yet, but that is why they have the time to do just that. The off track in this track is insanely brutal. I have done a number of test races here, and it's been insanely difficult to try and get into the what's it called? I've just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. So I was running a lot of test races with the boys, and they were very, very vocal about the fact that, well, this track, shoot, they weren't too sure if this would be the best track for racing. So today we're gonna find that out. Sorry, we're just lagging quite a bit, so I'm just turning off some background applications. Let's turn this off as well. Just have live timing up. Discord as can. And we do have, I believe Antoine could be joining us today. We're also just going on board with Ryan Hawk, who's just put it into pole position, you know, as he does. He's been really on top of things today, or like, I mean, across the last like couple of races in general. He just seems to really have the car dialed in, and KV are really, really looking scary this season, because a lot of the tests that have been thrown at them so far this weekend, and just in all of the pre-season preparations, it is looking crazy, bro. A lot of pace, I promise. Now Ryan, he had a very difficult season last year. Struggled to really capitalize on the pace that he had in that car, because he did have good pace, but unfortunately he was susceptible to the every now and then like a mistake or just bad luck. And it looks like for the first time, maybe there's just been a crash with Ryan. He looks like he just had a head-on collision into the Lenovo board. Thankfully gets out of the way of Murat Goodman in the Aeron. So thank you to Ryan there for being a good sport. But at the moment, yeah, it is Ryan Hawk in pole position, followed by Jorge Caro, followed by Martin Van Landen, the sole in forward for today. It'll be very interesting to see what Martin gets up to in this race. I'm also interested to see if people will actually make it the whole distance. 16 laps isn't crazy, but it is a little long. It is a little long. It should take everyone up to about half an hour of racing, and usually around a track like this, there should be quite a lot of people coming in. We were rumored to have about a 15 to 16 car attendance. However, unfortunately, due to some issues on the side, this race had to be delayed by an extra week, and now a lot of the people who were going to show up to that, I don't think are able to anymore. So, as Jorge Caro just comes out the pits there, Martin Van Landen starting his lap. Let's go on board with the second in forward car. Obviously, the sole in forward car are now in Jack Wagenvort's absence, so it'll be very interesting to see if Martin can capitalize on an opportunity to maybe win the Test Cup today, but Jorge Caro won't make it easy. Currently, the championship, the points for the Test Cup is Jorge is currently, like, you know what? Let me just pull it up. Let me read it out to you guys, because we have the ability to do that. So, if we check the standings, Jorge Caro is currently in the lead of the Test Cup Championship, the mini champ, with 16 points. As Martin Van Landen gets a slap of oversteer there. These corners are very, very tricky for handling, so it's very important to make sure that he gets the right exit out of these corners. I'm just gonna get some zoom. Oh. Is that good enough zoom there? I think that's a healthy amount of zoom. Alright. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Martin does. What were we talking about? The points, yeah. So Jorge Caro currently on 16 points. And then in terms of just the runners in the championship, Ryan Hawk on 2 points. So this will be an amazing opportunity for him to capitalise. And then we've also got Martin Van Land, the next closest competitor, on 8 points. Murat Goodman, who is currently on 3.5 points. Arda Simsek on 5 points. Joshi Mandelbaum on 3.5 points. And then Jacob Ordonez on 0 because he wasn't at the last race. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Sorry, that's a chat to the missus. Well, missus in the works. Nothing's confirmed. But yeah, back to the relevant chats. We are currently looking at Martin Van Land. Let's go on board with someone else. Let's go on board with Murat Goodman. Murat Goodman, I'm sure he's not in high spirits, as we do see Antoine Capon hopping in for the Vienna with 7 minutes to go in this session. So we will have 8 cars. That'll be very lovely to see. But yeah, Murat Goodman's Murat Goodman, bro. He is the one of 2 Turkish drivers in today's race, Arda Simsek and Murat Goodman. And I'm sure both of them aren't too happy with the fact that Turkey just got knocked out the World Cup this morning. So they're probably interested to try and overturn the country's reputation by slamming in a lovely win here at Scotland. Or can they is the question. So we'll have to have a look and see. Murat Goodman looks like he's really chaining up a nice lap here. Unfortunately, 2 yellow sectors at the moment. But he could always go in for a purple on the final one. We have to wait and see how long he chains the final couple of corners. A lovely banker to the left and then a very difficult braking zone. Trying to really see where you can slot the car and into the final 2 S's. Oh, a lovely little turn. Just really use the understeer to spear you onto the curb and then across the start finish. Where is he going to put himself? It's going to be nowhere for the time being. He's going to maintain 4th, which is, I'm sure he'll be happy with that. But to be you know, on the 2nd row in a race with only 8 people, I'm sure Murat will want a bit more from this. But it's a very, very big opportunity for him to try and get himself ahead in the Test Cup. If something happens to Ryan or Jorge, then it's going to be him and Martin Van Land will be fighting it out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's go on board with Arda Simsek. Arda Simsek, who is currently the reserve driver for Mitsubishi, is in a KDR Darkstar because for some reason this server likes to default any reserves into the KDR first. So I need to work on a specific like reserves car or something just for this, or you know, just maybe fix the server. I think that's also a lovely option that I could look into. But yeah, Arda Simsek, he's been showing a lot of promise. Unfortunately, just isn't able to net himself a main seat at the moment. He did have talks with Camber, but unfortunately, they decided to stick with Alex Quonset and Walter Dunk, both of which can't be here at the moment. I think Alex said he's still at his grand, so don't think we're seeing him for the time being. And Jacob said apparently he's had a crash. He's gone straight into the pits. Now for the Test Cup, I think for the season in general, I think the pitting rule will be you will be allowed to pit in, but we're looking into that. Joshi Mandelbaum, let's have a look at him. Oh, yeah, Joshi Mandelbaum. Joshi Mandelbaum, the flagship driver for KDR. He's like, you know, if KDR need to shoot a wee Ford commercial or something, then he will be the guy who's in that car. So make no mistakes. And then Jacob Ordonez, the other KDR driver. So we've kind of got 3 KDRs on the grid, but make no mistake, Arda Simsek is not a KDR driver. He is the reserve for Mitsubishi, and for some reason, the server has decided to put him in a KDR as well. So don't be alarmed. That is definitely not some Mitsubishi. That's a Vauxhall. It's 888 Vauxhall. But yeah, Jacob Ordonez. Oh, he's just trying to chain up the corners there. It's not worked out for him, but he's still got a bit of time. Should he want to go for one more? Let's see how that works out. And then finally, Antoine Capon, who's got a spear mounted to the side of his car for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is the case. I think it's just a visual glitch on my side. But Antoine has been very, very confident in this specific race. He has put in a lot of practice, a lot of races with his teammate Elliot Vega. Unfortunately, Elliot can't be here today for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Elliot supporting his teammate from the pit wall. I think he may have picked up an injury, an ACL injury, so it means he can't sit in the car or whatever. And yeah, so that means Antoine Capon is kind of all by himself at the moment. But let's go on board with him and really see how he chains up this lap. It's looking good. It's looking good from Antoine, to be fair. Let's get like the mini map on board. As you can see, chaining up the corner, very lovely, staying on the curb. And now comes the lovely left-hander, but he's got to make sure he behaves himself, because as soon as he gets to this braking zone, it's all about keeping the car stable, swinging it into the S's, and then trying to mount the car on the exit curb, and then it's just a straight drag race to the finish line. Where is it going to be for Antoine Capon? It's looking like a good provisional lap. It puts him up into P6. 2.7 seconds off of Ryan Hawk. Ryan Hawk, by the way, he is dialed in. He might get KV their first piece of silverware if he locks in today. But Jorge Caro is very, very close by. It could go Jorge Caro's way. So it's only a matter of time. Anyway, Ryan Hawk currently. Oh, nearly colliding with one of the KDRs. I can't tell who that is. It looks like it might be Arda Simsek. So Arda Simsek in the Vauxhall, unable to get out of the way in time. Ryan Hawk, meanwhile, on a purple sector. Let's have a look at Ryan Hawk. He's still got a minute to finish this lap. He is absolutely dialed in. And oh, that's a very, very poor middle sector. I don't know what's happened there, but he could be charging himself up for one more opportunity. I'm going to quickly open up the live timings to see who's on a flyer. It looks like Jacob Ordonez might be chaining one up at the moment. So let's go on board with Jacob Ordonez. He's in the wrong car, but he's not got wrong looking sectors. He's flying, my friends. He's flying. He's coming in. Swings his car in through the final few turns, and now he's going to send it around down the start-finish straight. Where is it going to be for Jacob Ordonez? It's two very impressive sectors. Can he pair it up with a third? Yes, he can! And up into P4 goes Jacob Ordonez on a day where he needs to show KDR that they made the right choice by signing him, and he puts it onto the second row. He's got one more lap in him, but with that corner cut, I think it might be wraps for Jacob Ordonez in qualifying. A lot of the cars are going into the pits. Ryan Hawk is already out of the car and he's busy sipping on a mojito, assuming that Jorge Caro does not have the pace to finish this lap. And that's correct, Jorge Caro does not have the pace for this lap, but he does have the opportunity to shoot one more lap in. So let's have a look. He is the only car on track, I believe. Well, no, him and looks like Martin Van Land and maybe Joshi Mandelbaum might be able to get over the line. Looks like Martin Van Land's made it, and Joshi is now trying his absolute best to see if he can cross the line. I'm going to quickly go on board with Joshi. Is he going to make it? Yes. And the three cars are in the fight now for a good position in qualifying. For Martin and Jorge, it's pole position. For Joshi, it's trying not to finish dead last. So let's keep an eye on all of these cars here, the last three going through the corners. I'm keeping an eye on the sector times, chats. I am having a look for you. Let's see how it goes. Jorge Caro looks like he's chained up a couple of good sectors, a couple of good corners so far. lovely Vega Sport car. What's it going to be for the first sector? Let us have a look. He needs to chain up this corner lovely, which he does. It is not, it's a yellow, but it's not terrible. He's only 0.06 off of his best. So he needs to find a bit more time elsewhere in the lap. What's it going to be for Joshi and Martin? Martin also looks like he's done a yellow, and Joshi Mandelbaum, we're about to find out what he gets as well. I'm keeping an eye. And Joshi's gone into the pits. I'm assuming that's an aborted lap for him. So it's just these two cars. Martin's also in the pits. So it is Jorge now, the final car on track, trying to see if he can get pole position here in Scotland, in the inaugural Scotland race. It's a green middle sector. He needs... he's going to have to somehow find like at least half a second in the final phases of this lap, and he's off into the grass, and that's gonna be wraps, I think, for qualifying. He's gonna still come around to try finish the lap, I think, just to see where he'd make it, but I think that is it for qualifying. No, he's gone into the pits, and Ryan Hort will be on pole position, but Jorge Caro definitely didn't make it too easy. He kept it going right until the very end. That was a tense qualifying session for a race with only 8 cars. Definitely had a bit of fun there. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. Alright, so we'll be starting the race very shortly. And looks like Doruk Meyer, the former team principal of Meyer GP, cheering on Murat Goodman. So that's very, very sweet to see. And it looks like Elliot is saying the pressure may have got to Jorge there. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's a very concerning. Oh, good thing it's not on the. But yeah, chat, let me know who impressed in today's qualifying session. D1 says that this track is horrible, so we've got our first opinion on the Scottish GP. Okay, well, if we're all ready, please type it in the Assetto Corsa chat, and then that way I can understand that everyone is good to go. We have 1:30. Okay, lovely. Well, I will just recommend everyone, we may only have 30 seconds until the race start. I don't think I've changed it because we were testing the track and we were running a number of racing sessions, so I might have turned the countdown to like literally 20 seconds. So please be ready. Get all your stuff set up, get it done now, because as soon as this 1 minute timer goes down, you may only have about 20 seconds until the race starts. So please, don't let me don't let me down. Don't let me down. For Alex Quanse, unfortunately, I don't think he's gonna make it in time. It is pretty upsetting. You want my body oil? That's lovely, mate. I'll put it in a bottle and I'll send it to you. But yeah. Is Ryan Hawk a contender for the championship? These are the questions you have to start asking. That is being said, Jorge didn't really have much practice. But gotta give credit where it's due, lads. Gotta give credit where it's due. That is beautiful. Okay, I think we're about to get ready. Ready to go racing. Okay, countdown is there. Get yourselves on the grid, lads. Can't warn you again. I think because I am also on the grids, because there's no real penalty, it might screw me over a wee bit, but we're gonna try our best to not let it affect us. But here we go. We have the red lights. And his lights out, and away we go for the inaugural feature race in AFO. It's a good start for Ryan Hawk, but Jorge Caro is right on his bum. Here we go, down into the corner. What's it gonna be? We're gonna zoom out just to get a nice look. Ignore the bombs in the background, and it looks like one of the KDRs, or possibly one of the, it could be, I think it's Jacob Ordonez. He's been spun round right at the back, but an amazing start for Ryan Hawk. Down we go. I'm gonna have to do that. Sorry, boys. Down we come into the, what is this texture stuff? Bloody hell. Down we come into the first few difficult corners in the sector, and it looks like everyone's right on each other. As you can see clearly, we've got some insane bunching happening, but the real question is, chat, how long will this sustain itself? And you know, in a race where we may not have the opportunity to have full course yellows, or incidents where people can, you know, they crash and they can just come back because there's a second race. Well, there's no second race, lads. Ryan Hawk's gonna have to do this defense for the entirety of the half hour, and upcoming is Jorge Caro. He's using the slip to his advantage. Can he try and make a move? Looks like Anton Capon's made it in front of Martin Van Lans, but Martin's coming back. Oh, maybe a bit of contact there. They're going to keep it clean, boys. And oh, looks like Anton is getting a bit wiry in the defense here. Can Martin hang one down the inside? He's going to have a look. And through goes Martin Van Land. Unbelievable stuff. Just picked the gap exactly when he had the opportunity. Down we come into the braking zone. Anton's going to try go late. Martin's going to offer him just enough racing room to work with, and he looks at the position for merely a second, but Martin is able to fight back and take P4 once again. Anton is not giving him any breathing room though, and it looks like one, I think it's out Jorge, he's going to make a move on... Oh, this is cool. I don't know we have all these cameras. Sorry, I'm learning more about this tool all the time. Yeah, Anton Capon is eyeing up the backside of the in-forward racing. Oh, and what's happened there? Did Martin just spin round? I didn't see any contact on my screen, but it looks like Martin might have spun round there, and unfortunately that's going to set him all the way at the back, and it's gone from a defensive job in fourth to trying to see if he can catch back up. Elliot Vega says Camber home race and they didn't show up. Too much partying. That is correct. Quonsa was in the pub until like 5 in the morning. He didn't get enough sleep, and he's only rocked up now. He's in the pits. He's a lap and a bit down. I don't know if he's going to have much of an impact in today's race, but that's why he's here. To, you know, wave the fans, get a result at home. It's just what you need, mate. Let's get some intervals going. I don't know why we've got the best lap up. I don't need to see the best lap. And yeah, let's see. It looks like maybe a battle between the three KDRs. It is worth mentioning, as always, that Arda Simsek is supposed to be in a Vauxhall, and there are not actually 3 KDRs on the grid. But I can understand why it would be a little confusing. He's currently hanging around on the back, trying to see if he can make a move on the car in front. That definitely isn't his teammate, and he's swinging down the inside. Here we go, side by side into the braking zone. Is Joshi Mandelbaum going to concede the position? It looks like he's going to have to, and a beautiful move from Arda Simsek to get himself up into P6, because I believe Jacob Ordonez is going into the pits for his pit stop already. So this could be an opportunity for Jacob, because I think he believes he can make some more time in cleaner air, and so he's getting himself... Oh, he's serving a drive-through. I think he's maybe jumped the start, and unfortunately that means he is going to have to go all the way back to 8th. Key thing to mention though, if he is listening, I don't know if he is that these lot are all taking time off of each other. I don't know, they are scrapping like there is no tomorrow. Arda Simsek once again trying to see if he can force Joshi Mandelbaum into an error. Thinks the better of it, immediately hops onto the brakes. And unfortunately, it looks like Jacob Ordonez is a lap down. I'm not entirely sure why that is. But don't you worry, I will make sure that everyone is on the correct laps. You just ignore any issues. I think I forgot to mention in the driver's briefing that people might need to veer a little more to the left when they're exiting the pits, because for some reason it doesn't count your laps when you're in the pits. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, don't you worry, Jacob. I'm monitoring the situation as we speak. You are a lap up. You are on the lead lap. I can reassure you. Yeah, that's Arda Simsek there with a bit of a twitchy back. It's definitely not ideal for Arda Simsek, but he is really wrangling that car at the moment. And as you can see in the background, Martin Van Land is closing in on the two. Oh, and they've both gone off. What's happened there? Martin Van Land is now going to try and see if he can capitalize from the mistakes of the two cars in front of him. He capitalizes on Arda Simsek, but he's going to have to work a little bit harder to get Joshi. That is pretty unfortunate. And Jacob Ordonez is still following. And I will have to mention, Jacob Ordonez is on the lead lap. It's just because he didn't hit the pit line for some reason. Not his fault. That's a mod fault, to be fair. But Martin losing the position to Arda Simsek, it looks like he made a mistake of his own going off the grid, and that is just the insanity of this GP. I'm gonna see if I can quickly message the what's it called? I'm just gonna see if I can drop a wee message in driver. Just give me a minute, lads. Broadcastable drivers. Okay, I've sent in 2 messages. Hopefully the drivers see that. Should pop up on the top of their screens, so we should be alright. Alex Quanza is still sat in the pits. Jacob Ordonez has spun round, and he is a very, very long way back now. I mean, he's still on the lead lap. It's worth mentioning. But yeah, Martin Van Land is gaining. Where is he going to put his car? He's going to try see if he can hook one around the outside. We're still on board with these three. The Vauxhall, the In Forward, and the KDR all fighting it out at the moment, trying to see who can get the position for 5th. It is currently an absolute defensive masterclass from Joshi Mandelbaum to try and see if he can maintain himself in P6. But Martin Van Land has the incoming speed, and he's going to send it down the inside. Is he going to put himself up in front? He's going to try, and he's going to succeed. What a move from Martin Van Land there. Beautiful, beautiful job. But is Joshi going to try have a look down the inside? No, he thinks the better of it. And Martin spun the car around again. Oh my goodness. And I was saying this in the briefing. I was saying that the back end is very easy to lose, and it's imperative. It's imperative that a bit of front bias on the brakes, as well as a bit of, you know, maintaining the tires, because these lads are not used to maintaining their tires. These lads are not used to maintaining tires, because in his sprint race right about now, lap 5, we would probably, and again he spun round, and Martin, I think, I commend that he's still going. I really do. But surely the thought for him to retire right now is beginning to cross his head. But we are only on lap 5. Anything can happen. Mistakes can start creeping in the later phases of this race. Ryan Hawke still out in front for P1, and Jorge Caro, as you can see, has started to lose the lead KV car. Ryan Hawk, I'm sure he'd love to get this win. It doesn't mean anything in terms of the actual championship, but a bit of silverware on his name would be great. As things stand, though, I do think Jorge keeps the lead. And it just goes to say, if Ryan had a good weekend in Tsukuba 2 weeks ago, would he have been in contention for this Test Cup? It all depends. I mean, Jorge could have a Martin Van Land moment and lose the car. So you never know. It's all about defending the tires. As you can see, Ryan taking a very, very interesting line. They're not really using the extent of the full track. But yes, he's out there. He's trying his best. He's trying his best despite the circumstances. But Jorge Caro, you can't shut the guy out. He is a force to be reckoned with. No practice, and he is still keeping Ryan within his peripheral vision. So it's all about making sure that they play the long game. We've still got 10 laps to go. Still got a long time to go. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Had to do something. As you can see on the minimap, we are starting to get a bit of a field spread now, and it's really just about the maintaining of position. Ryan Hawk currently going to start us his 7th lap, and 1 lap away from getting to the halfway phase. Pit stops are really going to come into effect here, and I have warned the drivers. I'm going to warn them one more time because I really don't want there to be a mistake, as Joshi Mandelbaum gets overtaken by Martin Van Land once more, and I'm going to message Joshi. Okay, I mean, I've told Joshi, let's hope he does it. Oh, he's not! And Joshi's also now going to be a lap down, so I need to make sure that Joshi keeps... Well, that means that Joshi and Jacob are going to be on the same lap here, so we might have to do some auto-checking to ensure that they are still on the lead lap, but I will make sure I manage. I will make sure I listen to that. Not listen, sorry. I will calculate that when the time comes. It is only a test cup after all, but we will ensure that everyone's laps are aligned when we get to the end of the race. Here comes Ryan. He's still going. He's not really conceding this lead at the moment. I might just... Alright, apologies. Had some more stuff to take care of. Life is absolutely popping off at the moment. Looks like Murat Goodman might have made a pit stop. I'm gonna see if I can check. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, the laps are... I do love seeing this car go around. Okay, I see Antoine in the pits. Please keep to the left. If you can hear me, please keep to the left. To the point where you're literally hugging the pit wall. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. It's just to make sure this stupid mod actually lets you clock the lap time. And Antoine should now have registered the lap. He should be going. Martin Van Land. Can he hear me? Martin is in the call, so hopefully I will remind him to like not hug the pit wall, but just stay close to it. Thank you. Alex Kaikira is now leaving the pits. I'm not entirely sure why that is. But we have a car, ladies and gentlemen. He is now 8 laps down, but the man from Camber is here. He is here to try and see if he can claim himself P9, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what he can do. And goodness me, it looks like Ryan Hawk has came out behind Jorge Caro. Have both of them gone into the pits at the same time? I've clearly missed a bit of coverage here. I'd love to know what happened when I speak to Ryan later on, but at the moment in time, Jorge Caro is in the lead of the race. Or I mean, at the moment it's Arda Simsek, but I think that's because both of these guys pitted at the same time. Side-by-side action into the hairpin here. Who's going to prevail? Ryan Hawk tries his absolute best. He outpaced the Vega Sport. And Ryan Hawk swings around the outside. Jorge Caro giving him absolutely everything, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not enough. Or is it? He's going to have a lovely bit of slip coming into this corner here. Very, very close to not make sure you get onto the curb. Ryan Hawk, he's going to have to defend from the Spaniard. Down the inside goes Ryan Hawk. He's going to force Ryan to take... Not Ryan Hawk. Down the inside goes Jorge Caro. He forces Ryan to take a slightly wider line. Arda Simsek shoots off into the pits. Going to have to tell Arda to maintain a lovely little corner. As here we have Ryan Hawk and Jorge Caro. Let's see what they come up to do. As here we have it. Here we have it. Oh, and I think Arda just clocked that lap time. I'm not entirely sure. Nearly did. We'll have to check later on in the race. But Jorge Caro up into the lead. I feel like I've not hyped that up enough. Up goes into the lead. Goes Jorge Caro. Unbelievable scenes from the Vega Sport. Clearly something in the pit stop has happened. Something I have missed. That has allowed Jorge Caro to get out ahead in front of Ryan Hawk, who had such a demanding and commanding lead. And now it is all to play for, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've heard that one before. KV versus Vega Sport. It's heritage. It is heritage. Ryan Hawk currently trying to see if he can catch Jorge Caro, but something in the second stint has absolutely awoken a beast inside of Jorge, and he's currently fighting it out at the moment to try and see if he can get into the lead of the race. I mean, I don't entirely know what's happened. I'm sure we can find out on the stream. But yeah, Arda Simsek currently the closest man ahead to Antoine Capon. And obviously very interested to see what these lot get up to. We'll keep an eye on these lot, and we'll also pop up the mail. Very, very wiry move from Antoine there. Very late twitch. That'll definitely be something that if Arda wants to report the stewards, we'll have to sit and scratch their heads at it for a while. He takes a bit of slip. He's going to try to see if he can hang one around the outside. And oh, Antoine Capon! It looks like he's lost it. He's kept it going by just going a bit wider. But now he's under immense threat from the Vauxhall of Arda Simsek down the inside. He keeps his nose involved in the conversation, but it's not enough to get him the position just yet. Is he going to try and make a wee swinger down the inside here? No, he's going to keep tucked in on the slip of the Vienna GP. Vienna on course for one of their highest finishes so far on debut. Down we go into the nice little right-hander. It's a very difficult braking zone here. If you mess it up, nearly loses the back end there, but keeps it going. Bit of smoke thrown up into the air, but Arda Simsek is still within the conversation for P4 at the moment. It's the closest battle on track after the one for the lead between Jorge and Ryan. And I am very curious to ask Ryan as to how he's been jumped there, because I missed it at least. It was on the stream, but I missed it. Wasn't entirely sure what happened there. Let's just have we'll keep an eye on the intervals, but we're also keeping an eye on this battle. And at the moment, it does look like it looks very, very close between Arda Simsek and Antoine Capon. He's looking to try and see if he can make the move. But it's very, very hairy, it's very wiry, I'm not entirely sure. And I think at the moment, Joshi is ahead of Martin. It's just the gaps are a little off. Just go off of the order that you see in terms of chronological order. But yeah, we're nearing the end of this race now. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Has someone gone off there? It looks like Joshi might have gone off. And he's now going to lose the position to Martin van Land, who's going to overtake him for P6 in this race. And into P6 goes Martin van Land. Joshi Mandelbaum's going to try and see if he can fight it back, though. Similarly, Arda Simsek on the Vienna GP car. So this strategy window has completely thrown the battles back into effect here. I'll be curious to know what the strategies were. But here comes Arda Simsek. He's going to try and see if he can make a move on Antoine. Similarly, Joshi Mandelbaum in the KDR Darkstar, trying to see if he can overtake Martin van Land. This is huge for the KDR team to be fighting with supposed title contenders. Oh, what's happened? What have I missed? Mate, I need to fucking lock in, bro. Joshi Mandelbaum and Martin van Land. It seemed like I mean, obviously I've got it on stream. I'd love to have a look and see what happened there. The only possible sense is that they made contact, but from the distance it looked like, oh, and Martin's gone off, and Joshi's also gone off. What are these two doing? They're cursing each other. Martin is now, I think, back down into 7th. Joshi Mandelbaum currently up ahead. He takes the position. Was there contact, ladies and gentlemen? I'd love to know what's happened there. Arda Simsek, meanwhile, still chasing. Antoine Capon, making sure that they are... Oh, my days. Oh, mate, I need to... Oh, so close to contact. Arda Simsek hanging on the balance between him and the Vienna GP. It's going to be a big scrap here for P4. And Antoine Capon, you got to give him credit. The team owner of KV at the moment, absolutely showing levels to their grid. Side-by-side action going into the braking zone. Side by side action, side by side action. Jacob Ordonez and Joshua Mandelbaum look quite close on track. I'm assuming they're going to be fighting for position soon. Martin Van Lands. Actually, no, it's Martin Van Lands trying to see if he can catch Joshi for P6, and Jacob Ordonez is trailing by quite a wee bit. Artis Simsek, meanwhile, trying to see if he can launch a move around the outside. He's been giving Antoine no breathing room at all, and as for a race where it looks like Jorge might have Ryan just for now, for the time being, it's gonna, oh, it's contact, and it was coming, ladies and gentlemen. Contact was coming. Antoine Capon pushed off there. We got on stream, so we'd love to hear some thoughts, but that is gonna strike Antoine the wrong way. He looked like it was coming out of an acceleration zone, so I don't really know why. I don't really know who's at fault there. It'd be lovely to get opinions on the drivers when they come back, but I think for the time being that concludes the battle. I'll tell you what, boys, for the time you were giving us, it was lovely. It's a shame it had to end, but as you can see, Martin Van Land catching back up to Joshi. It's not going to be. Ryan Hawk currently losing time. Sorry, I have a very angry mother on the line. Martin Van Lans trying to see if he can catch up to Joshi Mandelbaum. We look like we've got another battle for P5 coming up. P4, I mean, coming up very soon, as Anton Capon tries to launch return on Arda Simsek. It'll probably be a penalty for Arda. I need to check to see what exactly happened. Coming up to the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies, I haven't really been on it. It's just been a long day, and if I'm being honest, still not in the best headspace. But the AFO show has to go on. We're coming up to the final lap of the race, I think. Jorge Caro, meanwhile. I want to start glazing this man because I have no idea how he's offset Ryan Hawk here. And I really hope it's not through some dodgy thing like, oh, I punted him off and then drove. Because that is pretty crazy. I'm so upset I've missed the reason for how Jorge's managed to get ahead here, because that is insane, because he did not look like he had the pace heading into this one. We're on the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Hawk doesn't look like he's got an answer. And unfortunately, it looks like he won't be getting any more pace on Jorge Caro. Murat Goodman, meanwhile, 23 seconds behind the leader. I don't think he's coming back for a while as well. The closest battle on track at the moment is the one between Martin Van Land and Joshi Mandelbaum. Martin has got an opportunity here to just try and see if he can get into P6. He's had a lot of spins, uncharacteristic for someone. Uncharacteristic for a man of his skill, but he's going to try and see if he can launch a move down the inside. Martin Van Land, can he land this one? It looks like he can. It's going to be a drag race across the line. They've obviously still got one more racing lap to go. But up into P6 goes Martin Van Land. Joshi Mandelbaum's got one more chance to try and see if he can take back this position. He's obviously down a lap on our screen, but he is on the lead lap alongside Martin Van Land. And down the inside goes Joshi Mandelbaum, but a switcheroo move from the old timer. He's going to try and see if he can hang on down the inside. This is absolutely peak battling, and this is what we've wanted to see in Season 4. We're looking beautiful. Oh, who's that? Is that Alex Quanser? I think it is. Alex Quanser just getting untelevised here like an Aston Martin in 2026. But round the final corner, it's going to be Jorge Caro who wins the Test Cup. Subject to terms and conditions. Jorge Caro, absolutely amazing performance. He won one of the sprints. He wins the feature. And he wins the Test Cup in Season 4. Ending things on a statement ahead of the season. Ryan Hawk's going to have to settle for second place, but I'm sure he's happy with the work today. It means he's got an opportunity to win races in Season 4, and I'm sure he's happy with that. Murat Goodman is going to come round to finish on the podium. A beautiful drive from the Turkish driver. Arda Simsek, meanwhile, penalty may be incoming for that move on Antoine Capon, but as things stand right now, he's currently in P4. Antoine's going to have to settle for P5, but what a drive from the Frenchman. Martin Van Land, meanwhile, it looks like he... Oh, what's happened here? Has contact happened once again between Joshi Mandelbaum and Martin Van Land? Alex Quanser, meanwhile, is trying to see if he can unlap himself. But I think for the time being... Oh, what the hell has happened there? And that's probably a slam dunk penalty for Alex Quanser for trying to see if he can overtake. And Joshi Mandelbaum looks like he doesn't want to finish the race at this rate. And Martin comes round to claim P6. It's definitely a hairy race. We'll definitely have to do a couple of score adjustments. But that concludes the Scottish GP, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we'll ever be coming back here again because unfortunately, that pit box thing is definitely an issue. But we'll chat about it in the interviews. I would like to pull up people according to line of order. So let's bring up Ryan Hawk first of all. Ryan Hawk, how are you, my friend? Oh, I can't hear you. I have to reconnect my headphones. Give me a minute. Okay. Ryan, say something, please. Okay, I still can't hear this guy. Have I got the wrong input? Oh, I might do, actually. I can't. Can anyone hear Ryan? Or is it just me? Okay, no one can hear Ryan. Tell you what, Ryan, get your audio fixed, and I will interview you as soon as you get it fixed. We'll bring up Murat meanwhile. Murat Goodman, how are you doing?
Hello, guys.
Murat. I'm so good. I am so fine. Yes.
Well, we'll chat to you about that race. It looked like you managed a very clean drive, which is, it's very uncharacteristic for yourself, but a lovely, lovely way to end off the test season before we head into season 4.
Yeah.
With the podium, talk to us about your race. Talk to us about your race.
First of all, this weekend was for me. It was so special. I raced for someone special for me. And I learned too much thing about the car this weekend. On Elliot helped me, Ryan helped me. Like On setup, I learned too much thing to how to drive oversteer, understeer setups. I learned too much thing about this weekend. I hope I can do that on the season, not only test race.
Yeah, man. Of course. I mean, if this is characteristic for you in feature races, I think feature is what you'd want to do at this rate. But yeah, that was lovely,
Yeah,
lovely to see Murat. Please keep up the good work because this is where we want to see you. This is where you belong. So keep up the good work,
same.
and we will see you in round one, mate.
See you, mate.
See ya. All right, let's try Ryan Hawk again. Hello, Ryan. How are you?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. Before we begin, I do see that you are talking about real penalty. I was aware that it wasn't active. I think it was an issue with the server being swapped around midweek, so I will make sure that's
Okay.
sorted for round one. But other than that, talk to us about your race. I think I've missed what happened on stream because it looked like you had everything in control. I think up until the pit stops, and then all of a sudden the pace just disappeared for you, my friend. So what happened? Was it something to do with tire pressures? Because that usually is the issue. Talk to us. What happened?
I mean, yeah, in the beginning of the race, I almost thought I had this in the bag. Pace was really good, and everything, came apart when when we were at the pit stop. So, and I think this is a good lesson for me. So basically, if you're driving on a wheel, you have something called pit stop strategies. Since I'm driving on the keyboard and mouse, I mean, I don't have that. So I have to go into the pits, manually select tires and fuel. Then I gotta hit enter. That cost me like 2 3 seconds. So Jorge then beat me to the pit exit. So we had a fun little battle there. So I enjoyed that one. But just towards the end, it just got really overwhelming. And I guess Jorge just found a lot of pace. So, but I'm still happy with P2. I mean, it's still a test cup, so it's a good thing to know that the pit stop issue is still a thing. I'll try to find a way to fix it. So, yeah, overall the race is pretty good. Good battle with Jorge, good driving, and that's all.
Appreciate it. I'll ask you one question. I forgot to ask Murat, but like after having done so many of the split races, the sprints, and now having done a feature, which one do you think you'll cater to more throughout the season?
Honestly, for now, if I don't find a solution to the pit stop, I might stick to the two races. That's just my opinion, but again, strategies are also fun and all, but yeah, for now, I'm gonna have to stick to two sprint races.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. You gave us a lovely little shot, and I think I was saying on stream, this really is setting KV up to be. You
Yeah.
can't write yourself and Petar off. I think that's how we can put this season. So
No, yeah, better, yeah.
yeah.
Kinda miss better. He couldn't race. He's out in the countryside.
hmm
So yeah.
Well, appreciate it, Ryan. We'll
Yeah,
chat to
thank
you.
you so much.
Oh yeah, no, I did see him in the live chat. I think he saw that race, so it'll be interesting to get his thoughts on it. Obviously, off air. But yeah, thank you so much, Ryan, and we will see you at round one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, man. All right, we will now bring on Joshi Mandelbaum, and then we will bring on Pefri Jepstein, which I'm pretty sure is Jorge. Joshi,
Hello,
talk to us about your race. I will just reiterate, I'm not sure if you were aware, but there was a lap
the
that
lap
got
count was
missed.
fucked.
So yeah, that the pit box was fucked. But we do keep counting you on the laps, so I think for the time being, you were looking like you were in the running for P6, and then you got taken out by the 8 lap down.
I did take out Alex and not vice versa because I actually underfueled by mistake because of the fucked lap count. I miscalculated how much fuel I needed and put in 1 liter too little, and then I ran out of fuel like on the last lap, and I tried to like just lift a lot and just guide the car into the corners, and I couldn't really take the ideal line, so I just completely understeered into Alex, so that's completely on me.
Oh well, fair enough. To be fair, I was saying on stream, my head is not in it. I'm not catching anything. But other than that, Joshi, we saw a lot of battling with you and the in forward of Martin Van Land. You appeared like he just was unable to control the rear snapping. So as a result, it meant that he was overtaking you, spinning, coming back, overtaking you, spinning. Every now and then you'd come back and then try overtake him. A lot of battling, to be fair, which is really. I mean, it's been a while since we've had some good battling like that. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. Like, I already knew beforehand that I didn't quite have the pace to keep up with Martin. He was rapid. But at least, like, he's not perfect. I saw the mistakes really helped me. And but I also, like, struggled a lot at the end because the tires did fall off a lot, I feel like, because I really stretched out the tires at the end. Like, I couldn't turn for shit. So that really helped him catch up, and then I just couldn't get him back if he didn't make those mistakes. So, but very, very clean battle. I had a lot of fun.
Beautiful, man. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope it's the same when we get more of the full lineup. But it's good signs. It's going to give the admin team some good chance to really discuss the calendar going forward, and we will drop that to you guys soon. And yeah, until then, we'll see you in round 1, my man. Thank you very much.
I see you.
See ya. We'll now bring up Mr. Peffrey, and then we'll bring up Antoine, and then we'll round off the broadcast for today. Mr. Peffrey, how are you doing?
Hello, Mano. How you doing?
Doing solid, mate. Well, I think it's pretty obvious, but Test Cup winner for Season 4. It's not maybe the silverware you wanted last season, but it's definitely something. Talk to us about that race.
I'll take this. Actually, I'm quite surprised. I took the win. I wasn't expecting winning this. I just saw how insane fast is Ryan, and I was like, okay, I will keep second. It's okay. I just want to have fun. But I got a bit lucky at the start. Also, I saw I was getting a bit on his head, and after that bad luck he had with the pit stop, I saw he was pushing so much. He made some mistakes, and after that it was just keeping it safe and bring it home. It's nice to win something at least for my maybe last race. If not next week, it will be. So I'm happy, and it was fun race.
Beautiful, man. Well, obviously, same question I've been asking a couple of others. Heading into the season now, do you think that you will prefer the sprint format or the feature?
I think I prefer longer racing, because if you fucked up, you have to work your way to recover yourself, for good and for bad. I think in too little races, you lose that, because next time you have another chance. So I really like the part of being consistent, safe, and everything. Of course, if you have bad luck and someone kills you, but it's part of racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the strategy aspect really managed to get you back in it. Obviously, Ryan said he had to work on a strategy thing in the pits, but that's something you'll have to look into. And it brought you back into the race, and you managed to win as a result. So definitely mega. I'm really excited. I'm really interested to see how this plays out in the season, Jorge. But for the time being, man, thank you for showing up today, and I will hopefully see you in the next race.
Thank you, man. I will follow closely.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Now, we will finally bring on Mr. Antoine. Antoine, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me properly?
Of course I can hear you properly. I can hear you
Alright.
properly.
Great. So, the race, huh?
We'll talk about it. The race between yourself and Arda Simsek. Insane. It was going on for so long, and then it just looked like there was a bit of contact right at the end there. Obviously, you need to hear from Arda what happened there, but what is your perspective on that all?
I mean, I was having a pretty decent battle with Arda. It was lasting for long. I could defend pretty well. It's just that I think it's just sad that Arda just decided to rear end me in the hairpin. I was on the inside. He went on the outside at corner entry, if I remember properly, and then he went behind me and rear ended me.
But I mean, so yeah, a bit unfortunate there, because it was especially coming out of an acceleration zone. But obviously he has apologized for the contact, and if you take away that incident, how did you find the racing in general? And do you think you'd prefer? I mean, what format of race do you think you will be preferring this season?
I mean, the racing itself was pretty good. I had some sort of a battle with Martin at the start of the race, which was pretty good. Martin just at the end he just spun, which is sad because we could have kept that battle going. But it was pretty nice. I've seen some pretty good racing. Not a lot of incidents. Like apart from people just spinning the car by themselves. I think it's very good. I look forward to the season if there's going to be more racing like that. On my point of view, though, I need to make some improvement because my race was absolute shit. Like apart from the battles, no pace in quali, no pace in the race. I mean, it's not really an excuse, but I haven't had any training today. I was in Spa, Francorchamps all day at the track watching real F4.
So you're
and I
taking
came
notes.
back. Yeah, there was a horrible fucking crash, by the way, in the real F4 race. Like holy fuck! Like you know, at like the first corner, turn one.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Formula 4 car, fucking did 2 barrel rolls,
Wow.
and like just took flight. Driver is okay. She is okay. Mentally no though, because she was. I talked to another driver, and he told me he saw her like crying behind the garages, which is like very fucking sad. But
That's awful, bro. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad
but
at the
also
I'm glad at the
GT.
very least you didn't make that. You didn't make
yeah,
a
I
repeat
came
of
home
that.
like 2 minutes before the race. So I sprinted the shit. So I was out of breath. I'm exhausted. I'm sweaty as shit. So I didn't get any practice. And yeah, need to improve. The racing was great though. Racing itself, like the battles, and for the format, I think. Sorry, I just got onto Yap. I'm sorry. But yeah, the format I don't really, because both formats have good sides. I like the strategy side, and like the long kind of. It's not really endurance because it's like just the 16 lap race, but it's nice to have a longer race, even though having shorter races is good because it can like really sort of keep the grid together and not make it like spread apart and have like a boring ass race at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I overall prefer a longer race.
yeah. Well, it seems quite split, but that's genuinely what I want. It needs to be a split. It needs to be a 50-50 kind of thing. You know, we spoke to a few people who said they
Yeah.
prefer the sprints. Some people prefer it as features. So we'll probably have a good even split of that across the calendar, and it'll be interesting to see how people handle it. But for the time being, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining me. And hopefully we see you at the next race.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally I'll be there.
Yeah, well, the calendar will be announced very, very soon. We've now got all the data we need, so it'll be a conversation with all the
Okay.
admins, and we will get something out there, mate. But until for the
Will
time
we
being,
get Spa and recreate the accident?
maybe Spa. I don't know about recreating the accident, mate, but yeah.
It was it was a terrible fucking crash. It was it was terrifying.
Well, let's not recreate it in that case. But yeah, we will catch you later, Antoine. Thank you so much, and yeah, that's just
Bye. Thank you for having me.
No worries, mate. So that is going to conclude these test cups. Jorge Caro wins the test cup after an amazing comeback against Ryan Hawk. But the standard is set. It's gonna be close between these two, I feel. And of course, Jack Wagenvort wasn't here today, so what would he done? It's gonna be a close season, lads. Don't want to miss it. Dates will be coming out for the calendar very, very soon. And if you are a fan of watching the racing here, then you need to make sure that you are joining the Discord, getting involved with the community. We are almost at 500 members, so make sure to join. Now is the time. All to play for, chat. But until then, we will see you later. Thank you so much for joining me here on the AFO channel. I'm 100%, and it is currently Saturday, so go watch the Germany game. Enjoy the World Cup. Root for Scotland.